The gates are already open. Is your aunt in the habit of leaving them like that?
Not that I recall. But it has been a few years, and she's not exactly a rational mind.
We drove up the drive. From what Billy has said earlier, it seemed likely that one or two of the other prospective Billy Haigs were responsible for the open gates. They must have had some idea of finding evidence, or at least of planning some.
Alternatively, it could just be Aunt Louise out with her shotgun.
From that point, anyone nearby would have witnessed an apparently empty Humber 1650 open tourer driving towards the castle. Its two strategically hidden occupants didn't know what to expect to find upon their arrival.
While those cowardly idiots were making their way up the drive, completely unaware that I was already in the castle, I, Lady Billy Haig, also known as Very Dean, freelance journalist, completely unaware that there were two covering idiots making their way up the drive. My plan was simple but effective. A hypnotic message repeated over and over could be used to convince Aunt Louise that I was her niece. All I had to do was start the tape playing while she was asleep. Shit. For some reason, that plan suddenly didn't seem so promising.
While Lady Billy Haig, also known as Zoe Dean, freelance journalist, was ascending the staircase, completely oblivious to the two cowering idiots making their way up the drive, she was also oblivious that both my royal associate and I had entered the castle ahead of her.
Similarly, we were oblivious that Lady Billy Haig, also known...
Yes, thank you very much, Mike. Our plan was simple and obvious. Persuade poor Mad Aunt Louise that we were her nephew Billy Haig, or get her to die trying. However, the overpowering natural desire for food has led us to the kitchens first. Unfortunately, the kitchens weren't well stocked, but we were used to the worst. We were just getting started on our first course of garlic soup mixed with whatever we could find, mouldy bread,
Fresh scales,
blue Stilton,
green Stilton,
something resembling a dead squirrel,
black Stilton,
and some unidentifiable brown substance from the back of the fridge. When we were interrupted by Aunt Louise herself, who probably had come down for a late night snack of the same thing. She obviously had some idea what the brown substance was, as she come armed with a shotgun. To her credit, her first shot blew our hastily prepared meal to kingdom come. To our credit, we were far down the corridor before she'd got time to fire a second. The Billy Haig we'd met in London had told us his Aunt Louise used to shoot at him regularly. If this was so, we were already halfway to succeeding in our plan. The second half now held another challenge.
We've got to stay alive. We can't eat if we're dead.
Quick! Behind this armoured suit of armour. Don't shoot, Aunt! It's us! Billy Haig!
It's your nephew!
We just popped by for some tea.
I'm the inheritor. Oh, that was close.
Yes, too close for my liking. Quick! The stairs! We ran for the stairs, completely oblivious that Lady Billy Haig also... Oh, never mind about that. She was just there a moment ago, also completely oblivious to where she was now. And on top of that, completely oblivious that Billy Haig and his detective friend were now entering the building.
Once we realized that the gunshots were coming from inside the building, and more importantly, staying inside the building, Billy and myself felt it was safe to get out of the car. Once the sound of the gunshots moved away from the main hall, we tried to open the doors. It's clear. Let's go in, but quietly.
She's been shooting at the knights again.
Stuffed animals would seem a more appropriate target.
They didn't last as long. Armor proved more economic.
Where's the study?
West wing, to the right, this way.
As Billy led the way to the study, we were both oblivious to the fact that we were being watched.
West was right. Upon hearing the first gunshot, I had swiftly hidden in a suit of armour. Unfortunately, this was the same suit that Tweedledum and Tweedledee had then chosen to hide behind, and that Aunt Louise had taken a pot shot at. Fortunately, it was a man-sized suit, so when its head was shot off, mine was left safely intact. But now, curious about what this third Billy Haig and his new friend were up to, I decided to quietly sneak after them.
Meanwhile, upstairs, we've managed to put some distance between Aunt Louise and ourselves. Relieved briefly of the impending life-threatening situation, Morat's mind returned to the less impending life-threatening situation.
Food! Must find food! Guns!
Guns? Oh, shotguns, to be precise. Just what we need to defend ourselves.
You can't shoot starvation, it's bulletproof.
Yeah, but Aunt Louise isn't. How many do we have?
There's only one Aunt Louise.
No shotguns, you twerp. How many shotguns?
8. Though there's space for 10.
2 missing. Well, Aunt Louise has one. Who has the other?
Frick, what if I'm wrong? What if there's more than one Aunt Louise?
What do you mean there could be 2 or more prowling the castle?
Twould explain the extra shotguns.
Quick, grab them and follow me.
Where are we
I
going?
don't know yet, but hopefully the narration will continue elsewhere to give me time to think of something.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, thanks very much.
Billy and myself had found and searched the study for the vital piece of evidence.
I've searched the whole room and found nothing. It's hopeless.
It might help if you turn the light on.
It might help if you turn the light on.
Sorry. It was a good idea, and I didn't know why I hadn't thought of it sooner. So I turned the light on. We saw before us a headless suit of armor pointing a shotgun at us. Could this be Aunt Louise?
No, definitely not. Aunt Louise had a head. Not much in it, but she definitely had one.
I don't know what you hope to achieve here other than taking my inheritance from me. Actually, it seems pretty obvious that you're hoping to take my inheritance from me. I'd advise you to leave now and forget all about it.
And if we refuse?
You have observed that I am the one with the shotgun. Either you collaborate, or I'll bring your lives to extremely untimely ends.
Just asking.
And on that note, I turned the light off.
Run! Returning to the more important part of the plot, Morat and I had found cover inside an old-fashioned piano. Stop moving about, Morat.
I'm trying to get comfortable.
She'll hear us.
There's something sticking in me. Oh, that's got that out of the way.
Do you hear something?
No.
I think we're moving. What was that thing you broke just now?
This.
You fool, that's the handbrake. This piano's moving down the corridor.
There must be a steering wheel somewhere.
Look, quickly, find it. I'll return the narration downstairs. Meanwhile, downstairs...
The change in narrative happened before we could make it out of the building. However, it had quickly become apparent that the suit of armor wasn't following us. Presumably, the occupant thought it was better to remove it before chasing after us.
I think I recognized her voice. The female Billy Haig impersonator.
Well, we can't exactly go back there and ask her. There again, we got no other problems getting to where we're heading. Standing in the main hall ahead of us was what could only have been Aunt Louise. I was all for hiding under the carpet, but Billy was overcome with emotion.
Auntie! It's me! Billy!
And ran straight up to her, embracing her with one almighty hug. This prevented her from letting off another shot, giving me time to get the hell out of there. Unfortunately, before I made it to the doors, I caught sight of a sight I couldn't take my eyes off. An object flying through the air, descending towards aunt and nephew. It hit them with an almighty... The result did not look pretty. But I had to take a look to see if Eva was still alive. Billy was unconscious, but before I could find a pulse for his aunt,
I thought I told you to leave.
I turned to see the speaker, now out of her armor. I know you. You're that journalist that digs up the filth on everyone and everything.
Zoe Dean is the name.
Ah, yes, the terrible Zodine.
Since you know who I am, I can't let you leave alive.
I left the pause in for effect, and to give me time to recover from the event, Billy, also known as Zoe Dean, lay dead on the floor. It appeared the piano, though out of shape, was still loaded and breaking open.
Now she's dead. Can we find some food?
But first, we have to deal with this gentleman.
I assure you I am quite innocent in all this.
But we need someone guilty.
Guilty?
Yeah, well, this murder and mayhem.
Well, surely that's us.
Silence, fool. We need someone to take the blame for it.
I can offer you food.
Food!
You can't escape that easily.
Oh, yes, you can. Feed me. Ah! You shot me.
Oh, it's all right. That was just a warning shot through the brain. Next time, it'll be more serious. Now, be quiet.
No, two can play this game. Ah, you shot me again. You swine.
Considering the amount he actually got to eat, it's surprising he had such stamina. But at least I can still be the remaining half of Billy Hay.
It was also surprising how much ammo these shotguns held. While Frick had been arguing it out with his other half, I had taken the gun from Zoe Dean and shot him before he could shoot me. It was now time to make a quick exit.
I awoke the following morning to find everyone else dead, except for the police crawling over the building. They'd received an anonymous call and found me lying on the floor beside an ex-piano with a shotgun in my hand. The evidence looked conclusive. I had killed the others in order to get the inheritance for myself. It wasn't long before I was booked in for bed and breakfast at one of Her Majesty's prisons. Food and shelter. I had it made. And as for Jack West, he'd completely disappeared from the face of the earth.
Come in.
Hello, my name's Billy Hay. I've come about my inheritance. And that was The Inheritance of Billy Hay, starring Michael Sheard, Peter Curtis, Caroline Clark, Nick O'Brien, Caroline Ford, Justin Harris, and Paul Preston. Next week we present Billy Haig and the Planet of Sex-Starved Nymphos, starring Nicholas Courtney as Billy Haig, Colin Baker as the Nympho Queen, and Michael Sheard as Adolf Hitler. Okay, let's give them a big round of applause. I'm just failing just a couple of minutes out the end. I just need one of my associates to go and let him know we're ready for him. So, we'll pause for a moment.
philosophical delights for you tonight. We have, alas, we have no go-go girl. They're gone. We got a mixed bag. She'll be on later. She's very effervescent, and I don't remember when she ever wasn't. I need your help. I need your cooperation. I need your concentration. I need your participation. I need your vibration. I need to take control of your mind for just 10 seconds. On the word abracadabra, I need positive vibrations to come towards my left fist where all the action will happen. All right. I want your vibrators to come on my left hand. I I'm Freudian slip. I want your vibrations to come on my left hand to help me rid the world of this vile item. This is a piece of Jacqueline Pierce knickers. With your help, God bless you all, I'm going to rid the world of it. I want to see the back of it. And with a little bit of magic. Concentrate, boys and girls, do concentrate. Without you, I am nothing. Now, watch very closely. Watch very closely now the left hand give me a vibration. On the command abracadabra, I'll give you the count. Abracadabra, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Is there a doctor in the house? What do you think of the show so far? Rubbish! 4, 3, 2, 1. Amigos y buenas tardes. Saludos muy potentes y mucho tiempo para Julio Iglesias y mucho dinero para Castrobamba. Gabriela Sabatini es muy caliente. Thank you very much. You're absolutely fabulous. Without your help, I can achieve nothing. Rusty Alley Lounge. 2 dozen roses for the widow. Oh, I used to be, when I was a young actor, I could squash fun. Now, these days, I tend to do little more than buckle. I'd give anything to be sitting out there with you. Watching this act. And I hope you like the white suit. White for purity, as you know. Pure as the driven slush. You know, when the magic goes badly, I could burst into tears. But when the magic goes magically, thanks to you, I feel like bursting into song. Though, why I should sing and you, when you've been so nice to me, I do not know. Only yesterday, somebody said to me, is it true you took singing lessons? And if so, did you get your money back? Looks but kill. But you've got to take the knocks, haven't you? You've got to take them on the chin. You've got to rise above them. We all have our knockers. Take that lovely singer in America, Dolly Parton. She's got her knockers. She went jogging last week and broke a nose. I sang a lot as a boy, you know. I sang a lot as a boy because we didn't have a lock on the bathroom door. And then I started singing briefly under Dame Nellie Melba, but she was too heavy. I was a tenor, you know, a tenor. And then I lowered the tone and became somewhat bass. But my first song is dedicated to you and your multitudinous kindnesses to the cast, for which we are more grateful than you know. And let me tell you this, you're the tops, you're the real kid dandy, you're the tops, you are Napoleon Brandy, you are the first of a summer night on the Nile, you're the National Gallery, Tom Baker's salary. Terry, smile. You're divine. You deserve a Tony. You're sublime, and that is no baloney. I'm the son of a gun. I'm the done pork chop, but if a baby, I'm the bottom, you're the top. Late last night, I was worried about oversleeping. I rang down, the girl was charming girl. She said, you want an early morning call? So I said, yes please. She said, cock-a-doodle-doo! I thought that's nice. I thought that's very nice. I told her, I said, we don't hear birdsong in London. In London, the birds wake you with their coughing. But I was up early in the morning, up with a lark, and I was lying in my bath counting my blessings. When I thought, why not have breakfast in bed? Why not pamper yourself when somebody else is paying? So I rang down again, charming girl, I said, breakfast in bed. She said, tea, coffee, chocolate, cocoa. I'll have tea, please. She said, yes, Assam, Souchon, Ceylon. I said, Sam, please. She said, yes, milk, cream, lemon. I said, milk, please. She said, yes, sir, Jersey, heifer. Oh, holy cow, fabulous. I know the services are excellent in this hotel because I know the waiter's motto. The waiter's motto in this hotel is serve you right. And you can't ask for more than that. In the restaurant, for every table there are 3 waiters. 1 to serve you, and 2 to revive you when you've seen the bill and you can't ask. I had a lovely brekkie. I had ham. No, I'm not a ham, you could cure a ham. I had rissoles. The rissoles were slightly disappointing. And talking of disappointing rissoles, I got a message from JNT. John Nathan Turnoff, 56 this year. That's not a bad IQ for a BBC producer. He cannot be here, but he's finishing his first novel. He's a very slow reader. He's into fiction, not art. And I've got a message from somebody called Gary Downey. Gary Downey. He sends you his best wishes, and he says he's very busy this weekend. He's renovating an old poof. He's into antiques. I have a message for you from Miss Jacqueline Pierce. Or Grade 7, whatever that is. She's very sorry she can't be here, darlings, but she's gone to the Virgin Islands on holiday. She's gone to the Virgin Islands. She's into nostalgia. And of course, I have a message for you from Tom. Dear old Tom. Did you see his pattern this morning? Was he cooking the gas? Was he sizzling? Was he scintillating? If wind was rubber, he'd still be bouncing, old Tom. He'll soon be 70. 70% proof. Of course, he won't be sizzling tonight here. He won't be here tomorrow either. Tomorrow he's going shopping. I think he's buying Kent. I'm not telling tales out of school. I think you know that Tom is a bit of a loner. He's got a touch of the garbos. He doesn't want to particularly share a platform with the likes of me, and I understand that after the way I treated him in Logopolis. Cutting him down to size like I did. Cutting his targets down to size like I did. Hurling them from a great height like I did. I don't know what came over me.
Have you been drinking? No. And he's from another planet. You mean he's an alien who travels through time and space in a police spot? That's right. Oh. So how do you know all this, then, Mrs. Mead? Well, I was giving his lab a bit of a dust down the other day. We had a lovely cosy chat. Well, I didn't like to tell you because I know you fancy it. But he took me for a spin in that old car of his the other day. You mean that old jalopy, that clatter thing? Oh, you're well in there, aren't you? Well, I didn't like to know the old trumpet, but I can see why you fancy it. Well, you know he's a Time Lord. So, well, they don't, do they? So what? Well, they don't do it. That's it. Well, they may do it on his planet, but they don't dare it on Earth, do they? What? You know what you and your Annie do every Sunday night. What? Oh, shut up. They don't listen. No. Time Lords, and they don't have time. Well, anyway, where was I? You were cleaning your windows with your windowline. Oh, yes. And your doctor comes in, and he gives me this. Mr. Muscle. Well, I've never heard of this. Me neither. I'm not too sure about these newfangled cleaning liquids. No. But the doctor said he used it on his console, and he doesn't have any trouble with dust. Oh, I think I'll have a try then. Yes. Can I get you closer? Oh, I've got to do that, yes. Oh, they are making a racket, aren't they? Oh, yes, I think the old place is about to blow up. They all know it is. What? Is it not? It is. But I'm not complaining. No, not complaining. You know, soon we'll be back singing equatorial climb. Oh, she's a lovely lady. Oh, I'm not too keen about those outfits she wears, though. No, a bit way out for mine, I think. You might look quite good in this skirt, I do. Oh, no, I prefer a nice brown boy suit myself. Anyway, she said you won't be able to go out on a cloudy day without dying of sunburn. Oh, we'll have to stop in there. And London will be surrounded by the sea. I've always wanted to live by the sea. Well, it won't be like that. There'll be water right up to your front porch. Like Lawrence. Venice. No, don't be Sister Florence. There's no place on the front of Roma. Very nice, gets good, don't you? Yeah. And England will become a tea-growing nation. Like oh, what's it called? Ceylon. Oh, Ceylon. No, Ceylon where the tea comes from. I always got married at Wilmot shop. Never knew it all, didn't she? Well, they seem to have sorted that one out. Yes. Suppose they want us to clear up after them. Hey, you know, Mrs. A. I might put in for a transfer to that other top secret base. Which was that, Mrs. B? It's called the Inferno Project. Sounds a bit odd. Oh no, it's a wonderful cushy job. There are no diseases, there are no nasty monsters, there's no giant washing machines, it's just lovely, peace and quiet. Oh, that sounds nice, but wouldn't we need to upgrade our security clearance to work there? No. What do you need? A leave.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Caroline John and Patricia Merrick. And they bring our cabaret to a close, and there will be a few minutes where we will be clearing the chairs from these front 10 or so rows, so if you could vacate them, we'll be clearing them out of the way. The music...
There's nobody coming. I'm not doing it on my own, I'll tell you that for a start. On the floor, please.
Grab a man.
Come on, don't let me down. On the floor. Yes. Don't grab a man. Isn't Sharon there? Sharon! Where's Green? What about the anoraks? They were over in the corner. On the floor. Okay.